Good morning, November 20th, Thursday, 2008. Obviously a lot going on, 100 subjects I can talk about, but let me record this video before I take off for work. So many things going on here in Utah locally, I guess somewhat unprecedented, but the turkey farms down in Sanpete County are going to kill all the turkeys and freeze them because I guess feed prices are so high. I was reading an article this morning early, I think in the Desert News or the Tribune, and they're going to kill all the turkeys and freeze them so there won't be any fresh turkeys for Christmas. Evidently, the cost of feed has gotten so high that they're going to do that. And so one of the main employment centers down there, probably the main one, the Moroni turkey processing plant, is going to lay off all 400 workers and close for 4 months. Other things I was noticing also in the local papers that the state budget is they're going to have to cut it by 7% next year, and Utah is one of the most healthy states, quote healthy states financially, and the budget cuts are getting grim, very grim. Another thing that I'm going to talk about really quick this morning is once again I loved going to Harvard, and here I'm looking at a letter from Jay Light, who's the dean of Harvard Business School right now. He was also one of my finance professors. And I really liked him, Jay Light. But anyway, I'm looking here. I'm kind of adjusting some of the panels on my Mac here. He talks about living, it's a letter to all Harvard alumni, HBS alumni, living in a time of crisis and challenge. And he does an interesting job of talking about how Harvard Business School was born about a century ago during a financial crisis with severe economic consequences. And he also talks about, Jay Light, the dean talks about there's going to be a case being written this winter about J.P. Morgan's purchase of Bear Stearns. Very interesting. And then in this closing paragraph, talks about the need for leadership in this time of severe economic consequences, and that we must rise to the challenge. Once again, even though, as you know, I am, jaded or whatever, I see through so much of the establishment. And Harvard was founded as a theological school 360 years ago, roughly. I enjoyed every moment at Harvard Business School, just the great minds I was able to be around. And professors like Jay Light. And that's, frankly, I think, a large reason why I see this financial crisis so clearly. I know I'm unorthodox and I'm not on Wall Street. And finally, it's not vindication, once again, it's not the word, but I'm glad I didn't choose to be an iBanker on Wall Street. It'd be pretty depressing right now if you worked at Lehman Brothers or a lot of the other banks, investment banks, that are going down. Citigroup laying off 50,000. The big three looking for a handout from Capitol Hill. That's not capitalism. It just... I feel bad for all the workers that are getting laid off. I really do. I actually do. But if we feed failure, that'll lead to more failure and then eventual systemic collapse, which we are experiencing right now. So, November 20th. Anyway, grateful to Professor Light or Dean Light for sending out that timely and relevant message about the economy and what Harvard's doing right now. The big three, I think, whether they fail or Congress takes over, once again, I have strong emotions. Congress, there's no way in hell that they can take over and do a better job than the current executives. That's just ridiculous. The marketplace will dictate what kind of autos should be made. And the marketplace, when it's tinkered with central planning, will lead to things like central planning experiences in Russia. I remember one of my study years ago is that a Russian factory was supposed to produce 5,000 pounds of glass for windows, or 50,000, or some huge amount. And so they did. They made a big block of glass and met their quota. It wasn't a window, it was just a big chunk of glass. But that's the kind of efficiency you're going to get if you have bureaucrats centrally planning the economy. It's going to be 50 times worse, much worse than it is right now. So every government takeover of any institution is a negative. It's a move towards central planning, inefficient, destroying the theories of Adam Smith, and freedom. Freedom, it's taking away free agents' freedom, giving it to central, and then to say that the taxpayers, I mean, we're supposed to decide what kind of pay executives receive and stuff like that. It's just absolutely ludicrous and extremely tragic. So I got to get going, and yeah, my head's spinning. There's so much going on. But I will continue to post and focus on just a few of the hundreds of subjects to talk about. But I did talk about deflation, and I'm going to end with this. I noticed the 30-year bond yield's at 3.77%. So right now there's this flight to safety in the United States. People don't know where to go, so they're going to the dollar. That is very temporary. The biggest trade in U.S. history. And boy, I would love to be on Wall Street managing a small portfolio and turn this into a tremendous return. And someday, I'll hook up with somebody and we'll do that kind of thing. I have faith that will happen before the system completely, frankly, goes down. But shorting the 30-year Treasury, catching this reversal, will be one of the biggest trades of a lifetime. It'll be a massively, massively huge trade. And it's obviously getting a lot more juicy now with the 30-year bond yield well under 4%, 3.77. God bless all. Take care. I'll post more later. Ciao.